In this video, we're going to look at some myofascial exercises to help with lower back pain. Lower back pain is the most common type of pain that people suffer from, and about 90% of us have back pain at some point in our lives. For many people it comes and then it just goes again, but for other people it can stay as a chronic condition. A lot of lower back problems are caused by the pelvis. If your pelvis is out of alignment, then it can put extra pressure on your lower back. So for example, if your pelvis is like this, if it tips forward too much, that can cause you to have extra curvature in your lower back to balance your body, which starts to put pressure on the vertebrae and the discs in your back. Some people have a tilt in the pelvis that goes the other way, so where their hamstrings are very tight and pull their pelvis back. And some people have a tilt where one side is higher than the other, and so any of these problems can cause issues in the lower back. Another problem that tends to contribute to lower back pain is having tightness around the sides of your hips. And so the muscles in the side of your hips help to rotate your legs as you walk and you run. And sometimes these get too tight. And so as you are walking, running, your leg's still trying to rotate in its normal way, but the tissues are too tight to allow it to do that freely. And so some of the force has to go somewhere else, and it quite often goes up into your lower back. So working around the side of your hips can help to release some of the restrictions in your lower back. So in this exercise, we're going to use a myofascial ball to work on the side of our hips. So these balls are good because they're inflatable, they have some give in them, and you can blow them up to be as firm or as soft as you want. So to work on the side of your hip, the area that you're working on, if you feel for the top of your hip bone, which is about here on me, and then you come down a couple of inches, then anywhere around the side of your hip, going right the way around, is the area that you want to be working in. This is where your muscles are that rotate your legs as you walk and run, and when these become tight, they can cause problems. So to work on this area, I'm using this ball. And so I'm just going to lie on the ball for a couple of minutes. So I can lie like this, I can relax more, and just allow my body to relax and release around the ball. So at first it might feel quite tender. You might even get referred pain going up into your lower back or elsewhere in your body, and that's fine. So as long as you're here for a couple of minutes, things will start to release and let go. And then you can move to another area around your hip, around the side of your hip. Sometimes people find that doing this exercise on the floor is too uncomfortable, or it's too difficult for them to get onto the floor, in which case you can do this against a wall, leaning against a wall that you place on your hip. A good stretch to do for the sides of your hips and your lower back is a spine twist. So to do this, you can do it either on the floor or on your bed. And you just lie on your back with your knees bent and your arms stretched out. Then just drop your knees over to one side, making sure that both of your shoulders stay on the ground, so you're not lifting them up and twisting your body. This creates a stretch from the side of your hips up into your lower back and helps to loosen some of the tissues that are contributing to your back pain. If you find that this is uncomfortable or that your legs are not touching the floor, then you can place a pillow either under both legs or between your legs. And this just helps things to stay comfortable while you are in the stretch. If, on the other hand, you find that this is not enough of a stretch, you can then straighten your top leg and you will feel the stretch deepen into the side of your hips. So when you're doing this stretch, just make sure that you are here for at least a couple of minutes to allow the tissues to relax and let go. This exercise is back rocking, which is really good for anybody who has a painful lower back. And even when your back is feeling really sore, it's a great gentle exercise to do just to help to get things moving. So I'm going to lie on my back. You can do this at home, on your floor or on your bed, it doesn't matter. And to do this, if you start with your knees bent and then bring one leg up at a time and support your leg with your hand, and then bring the other leg up. So from here, I'm going to rock my knees towards my head and away. So it's very gentle rocking, which I do for a minute or so. And this just allows the tissues in your lower back to start to loosen. It creates some space between the vertebrae in your lower back, which are the bones and your spine. And it's almost a bit like lubricating a car engine. As the engine starts moving and the pistons start going up and down, the oil is pumped round the car engine. And so in your back, fluid starts to get pumped round your lower back and creates a bit more space, which takes the pressure off the discs and other pain-sensitive structures. This is an exercise you can do as many times a day as you want, as it will always help to loosen and release your lower back.
Your hip flexor muscles are located here at the front of your hips. Their job is to lift your legs when you're walking or running, and they do tend to get very tight with lots of people, especially when you sit. And if they get very tight, they tend to pull your pelvis forward and down, which creates extra pressure on your lower back. So one way to help to release these muscles is to stretch them. You can do this by going into a lunge stretch. So here the important thing is to keep your upper body upright, to imagine that you've got headlights on the front of your hips so that they're both pointing forwards, they're not pointing off to the side. And to deepen the stretch by allowing your body to sink down more. So you can bend your front leg more and you'll start to feel more of a stretch coming here into your front of your hip and the top of your thigh. When you do this stretch, you need to be here for at least a couple of minutes to allow time for this to release and let go. And then you can do this on the other side as well. Many people find the standing version of the hip flexor stretch is a bit too difficult for them, particularly if their lower back is quite sore. So an easy way to do this is to do it in bed before you get up or before you go to sleep. So to do this, you just need to lie at the side or the edge of your bed and let your leg drop off the side of your bed. And you'll feel a stretch coming into the front of your hip here. So all you need to do is let your leg be heavy and allow gravity to do the work. It doesn't matter if your foot is touching the floor or not. You just need to make sure that your leg is nice and heavy and you will feel this stretch in the front of your hip. You can have the other leg bent or flat, whichever is comfortable for you. And if you find that your lower back is a bit sore when you do this, you can always put a small pillow underneath just to add some support. So in doing this, you need to just be here for a couple of minutes and allow time for your fascia and your hip muscles just to relax and let go.
So these are some myofascial exercises that can help with lower back pain. If you do these regularly, you should find that your hips and your back start to feel a bit looser and freer, particularly when you're walking or running or standing. You can find out more about myofascial exercises for the whole body in our Living Pain Free online programme, which is available on our website, as are our myofascial release kits.